So today I want to show you how I'm able to do half screen activities, something that I utilize a lot whenever I'm in a Google Meet with teachers or with students, so that I can still see part of my screen while I can also see the students in the other part of the screen. So here you'll notice that I have my calendar up. I don't recommend that you create links to student meets in the calendar, but this is just easier way for me to show you. And then for another example, I have a Jamboard in another tab here. Now they're both in the same window. Um, you can have them in separate windows to start. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to click on my super important meeting here, and I'm going to start my Google Meet. And I'm going to go ahead and join out. Now nobody else is here because it's literally a super important meeting with just myself. And you'll notice that this has now created a new tab up at the top here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag that tab, and I'm going to slide it over to the middle side of my screen. And I don't know if you can see, but this other like facade of a box appears on the right side of my screen. And when I release it, it's letting me use half my screen and then asking what I want on the other half of my screen. And the problem is this is still full screen, so I'm only seeing half of myself. If I click back on this tab, you'll notice that it did maximize. So if I go to this middle choice where it's restore down, so we're not going to minimize the whole way, but just restore down. And now if I click and drag that window or that tab, when I release, it's on half of my screen. And on the other half of my screen, I can have my Jamboard up and ready. So between these two, I can see what's going on. So if there were multiple participants, you would see them all on this screen while I can still be typing sticky notes over here. So over here, I can have whatever's going on. I can be taking my notes or whatever. I can still present that Chrome tab if I wanted to, so that the audience of my Google Meet can see what's going on here. Um, so even if I do this, it's going to take a second for it to fully sync with it. But if you can see up here in the corner, you can see that the audience of my Meet would be able to see this screen. But if more people were in here, I would be able to still see my audience while I'm manipulating my Jamboard or my Google Doc or whatever other website or whatever other resource that I might be sharing with them. Um, and I can still stop presenting, but it's just a way that I can still see my class or my audience while I'm utilizing another tool. Or if I'm in a meeting with an agenda, I can have it half screen this way. Or maybe I just need a half of a document on one side and a half of a document on the other side. So there's a lot of reasons you might need this dual screen mode. But I hope this kind of helps you see the way that you can do it. So again, you do have to make sure that you are not maximized. It does have to be in that smaller mode in order to use the half and the half. Um, but you can use this with any of those applications. It does also work with Zoom, and you can have Zoom on half of it, or you decide which side of the screen you want what. But I know this might be a helpful tool for a lot of you that are trying to multitask. So hopefully it is helpful for you. And if you have any questions, please let me know.